Hello guys and welcome to Dan Tries the Game, where my cursor is currently a leaf and we are playing Leave It Alone. And apparently my head hurts. I have just come out of a coma. Guys, this is going to be a little game where we are collecting leaves. It's a nice little upgrade game. It is incredibly relaxing. To be quite fair, you're going to love it. If you like Power Wash and you like the other content I've been making, this is going to be a game for you. So the game starts up, and we've got a nice little objective tab. We need to find a way into the garage. We've got our little upgrades that we can buy. Currently, we only have the hand, so all we can do is grab leaves. We can't use any of the extra tools yet. We have to buy those. And, of course, we're going to get money by getting rid of our leaves. So, after a little look around, this is our lovely little garage. Very nice and clean in here, like. This is nothing like any of the garages I've ever seen, but, you know. And we need 75 for a medium leaf bag, but we've got none. A leaf blower is 50 quid. Crazy. And a rake is 7.49. Why I have to buy these when they're in my own house? I don't know. I guess I never thought of that. And we also get little collectibles. We get a little picture of what I believe is supposed to be a little cartoon squirrel, but I'm very uncertain by the end of this game still. So, we're going to start off by picking up some leaves. There we go. You can see it's kind of difficult to begin with. Down in the bottom left corner, we've got our little leaf bag. Currently, we can only hold 50. That's not going to be enough for what we want, because we have to clean this whole place, and you can see how many leaves there are. Doing it like this would take forever. If you guys want that as sleep content, I will put myself through it. But there had better be like, I don't know, 300 subs from it if I make that as a sleep content video with no skips, no upgrades, just picking up individual leaf by leaf. So you could see, as we deposited those leaves into the bin, we got our first set of 20 pence. That is really not very much, but hey, it means each leaf is worth like, I don't know, 0.4 pence or something. So something crazy, 0.5. They're basically worthless. But, as we keep going, we can now hit our first upgrade. And I'm going to go for the Greedy Grasp. And that's basically going to let me pick up 2 leaves instead of 1. And I'm also going to grab Dexterity while I'm there, which is going to let that go a little bit faster. So I can now click a little bit faster, and I'm picking up more leaves. See how nice this is? Like, it's so chill. Honestly, when I first saw this, I thought, I'm never going to want to play this game. But as soon as I got it, I sat here for like 10 minutes just trying it out. And I swear it was 10 minutes to begin with. And then I finished the game, and I was like, wait, what? I literally sat here, played it the first time, and I played the whole thing fully through just because it was so nice. And obviously, as we're just starting off, I'm just going to start speeding some bits up, because you guys don't want to be here all day. You got busy lives, but hey, you can watch some nice relaxing leaf picking up footage. And we hit 85 pence. And our first upgrade, that bag for 75. So we're going to take that, and now our little leaf bag is upgraded to 200 leaves. And we found another squirrel picture. That's always nice. There's 8 collectibles around the whole map. So obviously I have to try and get them all. You can't say there's collectibles and then not get them all. But look at how fast these leaves are going now. We're almost like halfway through this little porch area. And you're going to see under the term porch on the left-hand side of the screen, it's got a bag tying ability written under it. That's going to be what you gain if you complete that area. So if we complete that, we're going to get basically 2 tie bags when we're full. So we get 200 leaves, and then we can tie it up, make it a little sack of leaves, and we can throw it into the bin as that. It sounds stupid, but it can be useful. And here's me collecting a little bit more cash. Because I didn't want you to have to watch the whole bit there. That'd be crazy, right? There we go. And you're going to notice that in the previous part, I also picked up the automated clicking, because even that first bit, my wrist was starting to ache. And I can't be dealing with that, so I just went for it and bought the automated. And there we go. First area done, the porch is sorted. So now we can tie bags. And I'm just going to fill up my bag for now. And then we're going to get on the way, tie a bag, and I'll show you how it works. So as we get close to that 200, we then get a little alert that we can right click, and the little bag comes out. We just poop it out. And then you can just chuck it in. And you get all the leaf value, and it's great. Everyone wants that. You just forget what you're doing, chuck it in, and everything's good. Another one of the mechanics that we'll be getting to in a second is going to be leaf vents. I have no idea how these work because it makes no sense to me. I can't imagine these are actually a thing in the world, but they're little vents around the side of the house that you just push leaves into, and then you get money. Obviously the money bit isn't going to be real, but do people genuinely have vents that they can push leaves into? There we go. So I sped it up. I got the additional grasp, so now I can collect 4 leaves at once, and again, the faster hand movement, because whose hands do not move fast enough? Mine. I need to be getting through this. Look at how many leaves there are. I don't want to go back into another coma and then not be able to sort my leaves out. That would be crazy. We go, get all these little sides done. What we're now doing is we're trying to save up for the rake, because that's going to be our first like major upgrade of the game. So as normal, rakes just, you know, move leaves around a little bit easier. And in this, it's no different. They're just going to move it around a little bit easier. And it also means I can move like 60 at a time. And I don't need a bag for it. And that makes me feel lazy. But I like it. I like being lazy with stuff like this because, hey, it's a game. There we go, we're almost at it. We're at £7.20. Not too shabby. And there's going to be the one. And we can move on, collect our rake. There you go. And the rake was $7.49, not bad. We buy that. And let's start raking. This is one of the leaf vents. Unfortunately, it cost £3 to be activating that. So I skipped forwards a little bit. And now you guys can see it work. There you go. So it just sucks some leaves in. And now I can rake all the leaves in that direction. And it's going to suck them up. And every 2 leaves that go in, I get 1 pence. Because that's how the game works, I guess. You can see down the bottom corner, I also get a leaf per second counter. When I get the leaf blower, it really, that explodes. That goes pretty high. And since each of these areas are kind of their own little ecosystem, we're going to be trying to hit each of them as their own thing. Just like in Power Wash, you do panels of objects or sides of walls. In this, you're going to be hitting up different areas. So right now we're in the entrance, and we're at 99%. So we just need to get a couple more leaves in. And we should be all good. But unfortunately, I can't find the last couple of leaves. And I was like, maybe it's these. Some of them were, because now we're at 99.9. 99.9, guys. So I was like, I guess I'll open up the next leaf vent. Continue along here, because surely 1 leaf has just been kicked along. One of the really interesting things about this game, each of the leaves have individual physics. So if you kick one, then it can move from area to area. But it still counts as the original. And there we go. C1 was just hiding behind that fence that was still classed as entrance. But it was sat in the shed area. So now that we got that 25% increase, our leaves are now going to be worth like, I don't know, 0.55 pence. Doesn't sound like a lot. But look at how many leaves I already have in this little pile. This rake is already paying for itself. So you just kind of drag them along, and you can now get different rake upgrades. So now my radius is a little bit bigger. So my grab spot for leaves is just going to be that little bit nicer. I don't leave quite as many leaves behind, and everything's good. Here we go. And this is where that vent really comes into its own. Look at all these leaves going. I honestly, when I was playing this, thought that it would be faster just to do everything by hand. But when you get really nice piles like that, it really shows how quick it can be done if you're good with a rake. There we go. So we're now getting nicely through the driveway. You can see I'm trying not to drag too many excess leaves with me, just because that leads to, like, me potentially knocking more into the next area. And I want to try and do it section by section, keep it really nice and a little bit more satisfying for you guys, because I know you like the satisfying content. That's why you come here for Power Wash, isn't it? Like, what else are you going to be here for? Also, we're about halfway through the video already. I'm only doing the first half of the game now. I think I'm going to leave the extra half for another day. Just so that you guys kind of... You can try it out, you can see what the game's like, and you can also see if you like me playing it. I will be dropping the other half at some point. Not quite sure yet when yet, but it will happen. And my usual call out is halfway in the video, obviously, if you do like what you're seeing and you do want to see more. Obviously, this one's a little bit out of my normal wheelhouse of games, but I'm going to try and expand a little bit from satisfying games to maybe some indie games as well. And hopefully you guys are going to enjoy it too. So if you do enjoy this sort of stuff and you want to see where this is going, obviously throw in a sub. And if you could, please like the video. It really helps me get some more views. I almost have a video at 300 views now. That's crazy. And we still have our 7 subs. So thank you all to the people that have subbed, who have been sticking around with me. Because, heck, I know my voice is annoying, and I know you don't want to have to listen to it. And that actually steers perfectly into my next point, which is I'm going to start doing some no commentary style videos. I'm going to start off with Power Wash, doing like individual levels, maybe a couple in a setup, kind of like my normal videos, but with more of a sleep style kind of theme to them, where it can just be background ambient noise of just the pressure washer going, things being cleaned, couple of dings here and there, and none of my voice, because I want to see if people prefer that, or what's going on, basically. You never know. My voice might be what's off-putting to everyone. Yeah, look at this little pile go. And you can see, we're up to 29 now pounds. We are rolling in the cash now, compared to the beginning, when we were picking up 1 leaf and getting 0.5 of a pence. There we go. So we just gained the sprint ability. Now I can move slightly faster. Just slightly. Honestly, it felt like the smallest upgrade of any game I've ever played. The sprint is barely noticeable compared to normal walking speed, and it's kind of funny. Because, hey, we just got out of hospital in a coma. How would we run? That would just be crazy. Like, I'm imagining we were in there for months. I don't know. It might have been days. I don't think we ever find out. If they do ever do DLC for this game, I would love that. A second house to clean because we've moved or something, and they can at least tell us why we keep having comas. Like, 1 coma is bad in a lifetime. Multiple? That's, like, twice bad. And then maybe thrice. Thrice the bad. We go, we've got to get around this little well. There's really awkward little corners that are in there. So, you just have to keep going with the rake. You can obviously just leave them behind and pick them up by hand. But I was being lazy and I didn't want to. So, I just went rake all the way. I also like that the rake just sounds like someone rattling a bag of crisps. Like, or just, I don't know, a salt shaker. Something like that. It's just so small and scratchy. Oh, look at it go. I don't know if you can tell. I'm feeling satisfied even voicing this over. It's just such a nice little game to play. Obviously, I did speed this up again, just so that I don't get in too much of your time. But if you do end up feeling like this is something you want to get, I think it's only $4.99, something like that. And now we can open the garage, and the garage button is gonna basically be held. Open that up, but it starts to fall. Yeah, it started falling, so we had to sprint in. And once you go in, for some reason, it stays open. And we forgot one card. So there we go. We've now got the squirrels in a basketball hoop. And there's another card right on the floor. The squirrel's going away in the tire. There we go. Kick the basketball out of the way. And back to raking. But look at the number. We're at 47.58. Guys, you know what we're close to. You know what we're close to. We're close to the leaf blower. And the leaf blower is there to blow leaves. I know. It's a crazy thought. But in a game about collecting leaves, there is a blower of leaves. We're at 53, 54, and that's the first time that I noticed that we were past that 50 mark. So it's time. Let's get it. Leaf blower, $49.99. Hit that buy button. And it makes barely any noise. Honestly, it sounds like a little hairdryer. See? But look at how cute the leaves look as they fly around. They all sort of go in like a little arc shape, which is really cool. The physics behind them is so nice. Like, it really feels like I was trying to clean up my own house. And this is what came out of it. And obviously, as you can see there, not every tool is ideal for every situation. So I wanted to show off the leaf blower a little bit, so I was trying to use it more. Look at this control that you can have. You can get a lot from that. But when it's two leaves, you might as well just pick them up. And cleaning out the garage got us £7.50. £7.50. Bear in mind, the most money I've had so far is 50 quid, and I had to save up 2 areas to get that. And now, buying a vent, £4.50. There's a lot of expenses racking up here. These are all vents in my own house. Like, who am I paying? These are all my things. There we go. So, this is a little bit of a bigger area. It's still not huge, but it's obviously got a nice little swing seat in the way. So, you just kind of kick it, and everything's good again. There we go. Now let's just get some of these leaves out of the corners with the rake, because that's a much better tool for the job. I could run over them, stand on top of them with a leaf blower, and blow out the corner. But it didn't feel right, so I just raked it, you know, as a real person would do. See, blowing out the corner like that. And it made a huge mess that I still had to rake. It just... the little physics things in this is so cool. And honestly, the devs did such a good job. I tried to be annoyed, like, when the leaves would just fly randomly around. But if anything, it made it a little bit more... God, what's the term? Endearing? Like, it's such a strange little thing to have in a game, and it's so cool. Like, as games about picking up leaves go, this is a pretty damn good one. And if you guys need a game to just chill out on, play a couple of hours, and then feel a little bit nicer in the world, This is one of them. Honestly, I have already played it 3 times, I think. I've made my partner play it as well. We love this game now. And it's so simple. There you go, line all those up, and we can just hit them in with that leaf blower. It's just so easy. And the best part is, I'm saying it's easy. I'm probably terrible at this game as it goes. There we go, collect these last 2. Oh. We didn't get the crouch ability, but there's no more leaves. Ah, there's one there. There we go. There was one little guy hiding from us. That happens a lot more than you would realise. And because I know what we're going into, I upgraded to that large leaf bag. You're going to see why. Well, you're not, because I'm probably going to skip it. But we're going to make a big old pile of leaves down here, because that makes sense. So we just have to get all the edges done, make sure that we get all the way around the boxes, because this is our little basement. We have to make sure that's clean too. I don't know why we left the doors open and let this many leaves get in, but hey. Also, why are there so many shed things in the basement? There's paint on the side. That's a shed thing, not a basement thing. Also, why do so many houses have basements? Weird. And this is going to be our little pile to work from. I'm going to fully upgrade the hands. And there we go. The pile is now bags. There were, I think, 5,000 leaves down there. If I counted correctly. I believe there were 10 bags. 9 bags even. And then the stuff that I had on me. So 5,000 leaves. And now we just have this little front area. It's going to be the top of the garage. And that's pretty much where we're going to finish. There's only a couple of minutes left, guys. Sorry this was a shorter one and a little bit of a random video. But I just kind of wanted to try something a little bit different. I know I say it a lot, but I want to keep this, like, fun for you guys. I don't want you to think, oh, wow, it's just another power wash YouTuber. Is that even a thing? Could I be a power wash YouTuber? Like, that just specializes in that? Power tuber? A wash tuber? I don't know what's going on, but hey, we're collecting all these leaves off the roof. Usually when I would do this, so I would sort out the back line of these, and then, oh, I got that in, cool. I would just spray them off the front with the leaf blower, but I thought, hey, you guys can just have them picked up and it'll be fine. I missed that one really badly though, don't judge me. There we go, we are almost there. And guys, since this is coming up to the end, I'm going to ask one more time. Please, if you like this content, please give it a like. And if you feel that way inclined, please give me a sub as well. Everything you do really helps, and I love seeing those numbers go up. It really makes me feel like I'm doing something cool. But this is Leave It Alone, and I'm going to leave you guys. Peace.